Hello, I'm from the Australian government, where it has come to our attention that many of you are calling us the Shit Light Party, and we'd appreciate it if you'd stop. Because you see, it's not our fault. Remember that time we tried being not shit by taking not shit policies to an election? We lost, so we thought, fuck it. Let's try being a bit more like the Shit Party by adopting most of their shit policies. Let's try being shit light. And boom, we won. But don't worry, that doesn't mean we're actually shit light. We only had to be shit light to get into government. And now that we're in government, we have to keep being shit light. Because if we stop now, the Shit Party and their mates will say mean things about us, like Labor broke its election promise to be shit, and they don't have a mandate to be not shit, and see, you can't trust Labor to be shit. And so to avoid all that, we have to stay shit light for a little longer. Sadly, many of you, we're sorry to say, are not political geniuses like us, and thus don't appreciate our cunning strategy of pretending to be shit light by being shit light in order to one day be not shit. That's why you 2D chess players are upset at us for rolling out shit party policies, like opening up massive new gas projects and thermal coal mines in the final years we have left to take action, continuing to privilege private schools over public ones, and voting with Dutto to protect pork barrelling. To be fair, we have introduced some not shit policies, and anyone who thinks we're just as shit as the Shit Party must have forgot just how shit they were. But that hasn't been enough to console the millions of you who can't afford food and rent, while we cling on to Shit Party policies like huge tax cuts for the rich, pretending to deal with the housing crisis, and refusing to raise job seeker anywhere near the fucking poverty line. Because of your failure to appreciate how all this shitness is for your own good, we now face a dilemma. Do we stay shit light to keep the Shit Party and Rupert off our backs? Or do we become less shit to prevent millions of you who want stronger action on the housing and climate crises from deserting us at the next election? Between us, we'd love to be less shit. Some nights we lie awake and dream of being not shit at all. But we can't do it without you. We need your permission, a mandate, to be less shit and remove the shit-stained undies the Shit Party uses to wedgie us. So friends, if you truly support us, tell us when we're being shit light. Stop patting us on the dick for it. It only makes it harder. Kick our ass and we'll cough up not shit policies. Because if we take our shit light policies to the next election, chances are we'll lose a shit ton of your votes to not shit candidates and end up in a minority government, which would force us to be not shit. And we wouldn't want that now, would we? Australian government, help us be less shit. Authorised by the Department for Soul Searching.
With me, you are old, and so therefore I must say 10 more dinosaur.
Shanda's doing the sing-along, everybody.
I always sing along. Sometimes you catch me, sometimes you don't. That song, I mean, what, 3.5 years now? Every Saturday night, it's there.
Yeah,
Okay.
God, you know, we've got a pretty good track record as far as being here on Saturday nights. So
yes, we do.
We do,
and that's because we are more than just a show or a podcast or whatever you want to call us. We're community, and we love our community. And I see some faces in the chat that need some wrenches, because we have a policy around here. If you stick around and show up every Saturday night, you get a wrench, because we're a equal. Everybody's equal in the chat.
Well, you shout out those wrenches, and I'll make sure they get over there. So.
Cynic Girl needs a wrench.
Cynic Girl needs a wrench. Okay, absolutely.
And was it Pyramid 7? Extra Bola, Uncle Warren, friend to the show, doesn't have a wrench.
I thought I gave him a wrench.
Oh, no. I thought you did too. Didn't we already do this a couple of weeks ago, on air?
Yeah, no. Yeah. We want all blue. We like blue.
we want everybody to be blue. That way you guys get pissed at each other. You can just throw each other out of the chat.
Yeah, you can beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, right.
So who did you say? Midnight Karma?
Midnight Karma, Pyramid 7.
Yeah, let's see. Where's Pyramid 7?
You gotta go up.
Gotta go.
Oh, Jax, thank you so much for the super chat. I love to hear what you both think about them keeping us off Twitter in masses today. It's unprecedented and dangerous. I wasn't off Twitter. Every time I got on Twitter, it worked fine for me, but I saw a lot of people tweeting about it, a lot of people talking about it. And is there something going down? Were they trying to keep people off Twitter?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've been.
Would we know? Would we know what the hell's going on in the world? We only know what we're filtered through on Twitter or Facebook at this point.
Idea. Yeah.
Unless you're getting onto a server out of this country somewhere, you're not getting any news that's not being filtered down through these social media platforms and the AP and Reuters, right?
Yeah. No. And who was telling me yesterday? Was it? Who owns Reuters? Reuters owns
Rothschilds.
Yeah,
Rothschilds.
Yeah, was that you?
The AP. Reuters owns the AP, and Reuters is owned by the Rothschilds.
Oh, okay.
Ultimately, I mean, you have to do the insane, draw a line to this. Like Pasta and I were looking into Netstar the other day, which is News Nation, that new one with Chris Como and all those guys.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, you have to just. Okay, who owns this? Okay, now who owns this?
Well,
okay, now who owns this?
Almadar owns that. Pierre Almadar.
There's only 6 of them, actually, that own everything, right?
Yeah.
There used to be 88, but then Clinton decided, oh, no, let's break it up, the Telecommunications Act, and then Obama finished it off with, here, you guys can have some propaganda while you're at it.
Yeah. Let's throw a little habeas corpus out the window.
Oh, but the Dems do great stuff.
Oh, yeah. We got the best administration in history. Joe Biden is the shit. Literally the shit. Hi, everybody. Fred Edward. Go start. Becca C. Popeye. Kate, I'm trying to, I started out of order today. Rick Solis, we've got Midnight Karma.
Rick.
Natalie Williams, Red Angel, what's up, Red Angel? Let's see, you're going to have to help me here. Cynic Girl, Jax is in the house, Kamshwari Kate, Snow Leopard. Oh, Anthony, what's up, Anthony? Uncle Warren, a dingo, what's going on, a dingo? Oh my gosh, we've got a full house tonight. You know what we're going to have to do is when they pull the plug in the internet, we're going to have to actually open a corner bar and invite everybody to our bar. I'm getting a message from Auntie Amber here.
No, I got it too. And okay, so Bombshell, Mel Gibson released part 1 of classified documents where he is exposing pedophile rings in Hollywood elite. We knew this was coming. I think it's a 4 or 5 part series. And also Sound of Freedom premieres, I think July 4th, and you can get free tickets. I heard it's sold out all over the country. Of course, it's about human trafficking based on a true story, and it has Jim Cavil. Is that who played Passion of the Christ?
Jim Caviezel, yeah.
Caviezel.
Yeah.
I've heard his name said many different ways.
Yeah, me
but
too. I hope I
so
got it
there's
right.
a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Would they shut Twitter down to keep us from knowing this shit? It's a huge secret that they are trying to hide. So I don't know. Maybe
Well, it took me 4 times as long to get the advertisement for Beauty and the Boomer this morning. It wouldn't work. I kept trying to get it up there, and it came out this way, it came out that way. It was a real mess, but I eventually got it in there. So, but no, yeah, Twitter, Musk has taken a lot of heat from people today for, basically he's censoring us. Another way of censoring and getting people to what they think will pay the $8 to get the extra. It's extortion. So. I don't know.
It is total extortion. Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do. Deborah
Well,
Grossbach.
it's Gamer's birthday. Happy birthday, Gamer.
Deborah Grossbach. I didn't call you out. I did call out.
Hey, Deborah.
Kill your... Anthony Malecki, good to see you, Anthony. Let's see. What's this? Kill your egregores? Is that kill your egregores? Is that right? Did I say that right? Kill your
egregores?
Egregores?
Yeah.
No, I yeah. And yeah, I'm never paying for a blue check. You know what? I pay. I give them the damn $8 a month because I need to put longer videos up. And
I do it because I'm terrible at typing, and I always do typos, and I need that hour to go edit.
Oh yeah. I've got thumbs the size of mallets, and it's just
Right.
I need. Not only do I need a big keyboard for my eyesight, but I need it for my fat fingers. So that's where I'm at.
I hear you. My eyes are getting so bad, but I want to shout the Rockfin out. Of course, Miss Amber King's hanging out over there. I had fun hanging out on Brave New Future last night. I always have a blast, just shooting the shit with Amber and
I watched
Brayton and Raven.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, she brought some great clips. Oh my God, she had me crying laughing with one of her clips. Let's see. Crone, good to see you. Fred Edward, thank you for always sharing us out.
Fred kills it.
Zoxovoxovix.
That name so flows. It's just
it does so flow. Copeland, hi Copeland.
Copeland, what's going on, Copeland? Good to see you.
Dirt Diggler is here too.
Dirt Diggler. Is that a porn star name? Is that?
I love it though. Popeye, hi Popeye. Ronnie Graham, I gotta read Ronnie. Ronnie Graham left us a super right before the show. He said, "It didn't take me long to get blocked on True Social today for talking about Dr. Evil himself, Lindsey Graham." Yeah, True Social. I found myself watching a Trump rally in South Carolina a couple of hours ago. These people were lined up for miles and miles before the sun rose this morning to get in to see Trump to kick off the 4th of July weekend. And about 10 minutes in, I was just like, I can't watch this shit. I remember how terrible it was in 2016. I remember how brainwashed and just Trump can do no wrong, no matter how stupid and evil and corrupt he is, just like the Democrats. But then I still don't think they're any worse than the anti-fascists because they blow us,
Yeah, I just like. I want to reach out to people as being my friends and my neighbors, and to hell with the goddamn labels. I'm so sick of this shit.
I'm so sick of this shit. Grow up. Our country's being torn apart by these cult of personalities, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I really, if there was a metric that which party's worse, right now the Democrats are supposed to be in charge. They're worse right now. So
they are worse right now. But I definitely thought the Republicans were worse when Trump had power, right?
Oh yeah. It's the pendulum keeps swinging. So
it keeps running.
I want everybody to get their France on. This is inspiring. What's going on in France?
Yes.
I
just bumped my lighters at your light.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably mine. Satire. Don't forget, we have a satire show here on Saturday.
This is satire.
It is.
We're smart asses.
Definitely satire, except where we really mean it. There's the Beauty of the Boomer Patreon. If you can help us out on the Patreon, we had a couple of people that didn't have any money, so they had to drop off this week, and we encourage people that can't afford to drop off because it's tough times. But if you can join the Patreon over there, that helps us keep the lights going and pays for stuff.
And you get a Patreon card. You'll get a card in the end credit, the outro that Oz works so beautifully on every week.
Every week, and I enjoy doing it. And once you get it, it's in there for life, unless you force us to take it down.
Right.
Even,
right. Even when you guys have donated to us, we keep you on the accredited rolls, no matter.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it up unless you request otherwise. And if you want to help us out here, there's our PayPals, which is whatever. I did, Shanda, I picked up Cash App the other day. I had to. And I just want to say the donor to remain nameless is outstandingly helping us with our barbecue here at Roar Media Beauty and the Boomer. So that nameless donor, with all of the appreciation, thank you so much for helping to sponsor our summer shindig. We do need a break, and we definitely appreciate it so very much.
I'm so looking forward, but is it going to be a break? Because I'm going to have my camera out the whole time, getting all the lowdown of everybody, what we're doing, Roar Media coming together.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, we're going to have everybody here, so... I don't know if we can get that bus that's traveling at asteroid speed to hit that just right at time, but if it does, we will
missed us.
We will take video. Oh, it's already been here and gone.
It passed us on Wednesday. Like, damn, but there's more coming, so there's still hope.
Is this summer blown by for you as fast as it is for me?
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Goodbye, Jan.
It is goodbye.
It's going to be Christmas before we even know it. It's going to be cold, and boom, here we go again. And what horrible authoritarian shit's going to happen to us between now and then? We can only guess.
Yeah. It's, I think a lot of my maladies and, feeling yucky all the time is I'm just so damn depressed like everybody else. It's like, give me a break, everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, we can't get a break. We can't stop thinking about how broken the system is because we're living in it, trying to survive. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we upped our game a little bit. We are now over on Kick. Kick. What is Kick? It's a new platform, and it's Kick. And I just signed us up and put us over there. So I hope we're one of the first
kicking it.
Political satire shows, Corner Bar on Saturday night, Beauty and the Boomer After Dark. So to everybody at Kick, hello, and everybody at the Rumble, as always, hello.
Hi, Rumble.
So if you can give us whatever you get, thumbs up, heart, whatever, on Kick or Rumble, that would be fantastic. So they've already started shooting off 4th of July, and my girls are scared to death. And the chickens, but I wanted to put this up as a reminder to everybody, especially some of our senior dogs can't handle this stuff. So fireworks are scary. Keep your pets safe for this 4th of July. And there's some tips here on what happens to our critters. Bees become so disoriented they don't go back to their hives. That's really bad. Birds have panic attacks at night, causing mass deaths. I know that's coming for me. Wild animals raising babies, I didn't know this, abandon their dens in fear. And fish and other animals perish after fish ingest fireworks debris. Shanda, how many harbors do they have these damn fireworks go
Oh, my gosh. I love the ground flowers when you throw them in the water and they go.
Yeah, and the fish eats it and chokes to death.
And the fish eats it the next day.
Yeah, it's I used to be all for that. Oh, it's smart doing it over the bay and everything else. Not so much. I'm to the point now where I know the big boom gets everybody going, but I want to think about our people who are going to get hurt through this.
No more booms for the boomer.
No more booms for the boomer. Companion animals have anxiety and panic attack. And of course, humans have PTSD. Silent fireworks are always fun. And I love fireworks, said no dog ever. Ultimate guide to keeping your dog calm and safe. And I know everybody's doing that. And
what's a silent firework?
Probably online.
What AI generated? Is that silent? Okay, AI generated fireworks.
And pets also go. They go missing. They bolt. So that's another Another thing. So 4th of July, keep an eye on your. Somebody's what's so funny?
Hobbs45 super chat over on the YouTube says, I would nominate Oz for president, but apparently you have to be at least 70 to run.
Shit.
So true. So true.
I couldn't become president, Hobbs, because they'd shoot me. They would shoot me, and I would just do a swan dive backwards. You know, the 4th of July, you know, I just said, you know, let's bypass it. But here's a shot from
Blake TV.
Here's a shot from the burbs, and I kind of got a chuckle, but it is frightening to watch this. But we hear about this all every year on 4th of July. But check this out, Shand. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I brought it. We both brought it, but yours was decorated so nice.
Oh, well, thank you. Here we go.
Oh, it's going to be right there. You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not going to work. Who did that?
Who did that?
You got to put it in the shoe.
Too much. They were watching French television too much. Jesus Christ.
That's scary. I've had that actually happen to me. My son was probably about 18 months old. I was living down south, and we were outside on the street, you know, and everybody was lighting him off, all the neighborhood kids and stuff. And he was in his stroller, and one went off, and it blew a big chunk of debris right into my son's stroller, and it burned his arm so terribly through. And it's dark out, so I didn't see. I broke my toe tripping over dog, trying to get to the baby, and I'm looking him all over. He's not crying, so I'm like, okay, he must be fine. And when I got home in the light, then I could see it, and I felt terrible because I didn't immediately, you know, go in the house and deal with it. But they're so dangerous.
The one and only time I took my daughter up to Bellingham Bay at night to see the fireworks show.
Oh, it's so pretty there.
Well, there was some idiot next to us who was chucking firecrackers around, and one got away from him and hit my daughter square in the eye. And my life passed before my eyes.
I know, right? Right? That's how I felt when I saw it go with my son.
But fortunately, she looked away fast enough where it just caught the side of her head and didn't blow her eyeball out of her head.
Jeez, they're so dangerous.
So I was done. She was about, I don't know, 11. It was terrible. So yeah, not so much fun, you know.
Don't drink in firework, because that's when really stupid shit happens.
Yeah, people like lose their shit when this time. Oh, I'm invincible, you know. Here, let me blow my head off.
Right.
Hey, shitlib, shut the fuck up, shitlib Joe. Killing it all week long. He brought this one, and there's a little comparison: Denmark versus the USA. For those of you who haven't seen this, you might find this interesting.
Here's your daily reminder that America's a bullshit country with a bunch of artificially manufactured poverty. I was hanging out with a Danish person last night, and we started talking about food. And they said Americans don't understand food at all. And they were absolutely correct. Most Americans have never been educated about food, actually. And as a result, we have no idea what's even in any of the things we're eating or drinking. But in Denmark, like most of Europe, foods have to be real. They have to be legislated by law to be actually real and not filled with a bunch of partially hydrogenated bullshit. Maybe this is why the U.S. spends more and has worse health outcomes than Denmark. Denmark, a country of only 6 million people, makes a comparative amount of money per capita as the entire United States. Denmark has nearly 1/20th the poverty rate as the United States and 1/10 the homelessness rate. And in Denmark, school is free. In fact, they'll give you a stipend if you go. Oh, also, healthcare is free too. Living in this country in the United States is a fucking shame. It's disgusting, and we actually have nothing to be proud of. Every single political rally should be a riot.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree.
Every one of them. I mean, and the food's a big deal because they've been poisoning our food for decades. And a lot of the shit that goes in the food in this country, they won't allow in other countries.
Well, yeah. Did you see that the WHO has a bombshell report that's due to be released next month? Why they're dragging their feet on getting it out there, but they are finally classifying aspartame sweeteners and the other one as carcinogenic.
No.
Finally. I mean, how many gallons and, how much diet soda is drank in this country alone? I mean, the other countries have outlawed it, and that's just one example. There's so many.
Yeah, that sugar-free shit I drink, not anymore, but the Powerade, it's got that shit in it. You know, I mean, it's
in everything. It's in lipsticks. It's in mints. It's in gums.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's in Rolaids. Did you know it was in Rolaids?
Yeah, I did know
crazy.
it was in Certs too. And I'm still wondering what that Retsin shit is. It's probably.
But I like Retsin. It makes my breath smell incredible.
Well, okay. As long as it doesn't give you tongue cancer, I guess you're okay.
I'm sure.
Yeah, little problem.
Byproduct at Dow.
Little problem with the heat dome this week, Shanda.
See that?
Yeah.
We're not getting it, but boy, the South sure is, aren't they?
David Wallace Wells says, in my 3-decade-long career being a weather forecaster, and now chief meteorologist and climate specialist, I've never observed so many of Earth's vital signs blinking red. And yeah.
You know, I used to live in the South. I lived in the South in the 90s. I lived there for quite a few years, and it's always like this in the summer. What the hell are you guys talking about? It's always hot.
I've got to tell you, these heat domes and wet bulbs, I know, but you know what? This is not right, because you can admit, right, that our weather patterns have been jacked up for a long time.
It's called geoengineering. I'm sorry. It's not climate change. It's geoengineering.
Well, I'm sure there was a poll today.
I'm not saying that we are not polluting the planet and we're not freaking killing it off. I'm saying that there's a hyped out there narrative that has been pushed and shoved down our throats ad nauseum. And the only people that are going to pay for that narrative is the poor people via having to give up our vehicles, via expensive gasoline and not access to, whatever they want to pull. I'm not buying it anymore.
Your key point is they are killing us, and they're killing us to extend their lifespan and do their thing with their jets and everything else. What's this? You brought this.
No, UV radiation breakdown, campfire compounds. I didn't bring this. I don't know what this is.
I don't know where it came from.
What's left? Benzene,
formaldehyde. What's left? Vital organic compounds. I don't know where this came from.
Well, play it. It looks like it's a video.
Okay.
Maybe I did bring it. Maybe I just don't recognize it.
Could be. Let's try it.
This is Dabu 7.
You brought it.
A lot of people out there in the Midwest of the United States, upper Midwest, East Coast, they're dealing with this smoke that they're saying is coming out of Canada from these wildfires. A lot of people smelling what they believe to be chemicals or like plastics burning in the atmosphere. And they associate this with the smoke that's in the air.
Bleach.
Now, the scene looks something like this, and the shout-outs to Big E out of West Virginia and everyone else out there that's dealing with this. But you can see, you really can't see past the first mountain range much at all. You can barely see the one here. This is pretty bad. That's out of West Virginia, and it's like this in many of the big cities. I put out separate videos. I've talked about this, showed different images. Pittsburgh has been getting hit hard. Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. I'll take a look here at the map as well, because over here on this map, you can see that even though a majority of the fires are up here where they're showing them, a lot of the air quality that's dropped is down here in the Midwest of the United States.
It doesn't make sense. It hasn't made sense since the very first day.
To the UK, all across the ocean.
Yeah.
And when zooming in here, you can see some of these higher levels here across Indiana, up into Wisconsin. Madison here, checking in at 238. Very unhealthy. And this is across the board. So this is poisonous. And as we've got materials burning, we're not just talking about the woods. We know that there's other things that are burning up, power lines, other chemicals. There could be potential fracking sites. And these fires are just tearing through all of Canada.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so here's the thing. You guys know me. I'm the biggest conspiracy theory, and I think there's more to what's going on here. I mean, it went from nothing, no reports of a lot of fires in Canada. I mean, they've had ones that have been burning for a while, out of control. But then it was just like, boom, right on us. this is out of control. And then immediately everybody was inundated with the smoke. And, we get that a lot over here on the West Coast. We've been getting it for years and years. It blows down out of Canada.
Yeah.
But we've never had the toxic plastic smell, or it's always been wood. You can smell it's wood. It's wood, So this makes me question, is a fracking site on fucking fire up there? We know that's all what fucking North Canada is goddamn tar sands and fucking fracking sites. So yeah, it makes me wonder. And when the Canadian government covered up, hell yeah. And now that they've kicked social media out of the country, how's anybody in Canada going to know anything?
Oh yeah, that Trudeau, God, they need to get rid of him and that government, man. Oh my
as
God.
badly as we need to get rid of Biden.
Yeah, we need to we need to purge both parties out, and we need people representative of the people of the country. Everybody that should be in DC isn't, and we've got all these paid off shills there. Once again, there's so much anger in France.
Wonder why.
Yeah, brace for more rioting over a police shooting. They shot a kid. Another kid got shot in France, and they're losing their shit. And I'm glad they are, because this shit's got to stop.
It's not just because of that. That's the tender, right? That was the spark that's ignited the tender that we've known has been there. We've been reporting for a couple of years now that they keep rising up. And then what we saw a month ago. Yeah, it's sad to watch, but it also it's necessary. It's necessary.
Yeah.
With where we're at, we're getting to a point.
They're screwing them on their pensions. They're equivalent to Social Security. Macron,
what they're doing to the farmers.
What they're doing to the farmers, what they did to the truckers, what they want to do with the banking, and that bill they've got coming. What was that, CB18, where they're kicking out news channels off of Facebook. They want to monetize anything that goes on
We're
YouTube.
not fascist dictators.
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me?
But can I tell you, how worried Macron is about this shit?
He's partying,
you know what?
man.
He's out partying. He was at a movie premiere. He could give two shits about any of this.
Well, that's my heritage is French. I'm from France. My dad was French Canadian, so
right.
I got a lot of that, and I get the attitude of some of these guys because I've been around them through family gatherings and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's Macron, doing his thing, and this is fine, and he's just, him and Trudeau should get hitched and just go on walkabout forever. I can't stand either one of those scumbags. So anyway, that's where we're at on that. How's everybody doing in the chat? Crazy Puppet's in the chat. Sorry guys, it's the new stuff. What's the new stuff, Crazy Puppet? What is the new stuff? What is it? Is it radiation that they're burning up? Depleted uranium? What's going on?
I don't
Crazy
know.
Puppet?
Well, you saw that I brought a report where Bill Gates is injecting, into the stratosphere this reflective dust, and who knows if that shit's burning too.
Well, they have the nuclear war; they'll have nuclear winter. So that's where we're going. Do you know Rusty Rockets hosted a censorship special, and it's in parts. But here's a little advertisement for it.
Hello. Please, let's have a warm round of applause for Michael Schellenberger and Matt Taibbi. Who hates the speech? It's the elites.
There's this relentless effort to sort people into categories.
Around the world, we see censorship. We're meeting for the first time because we believe that free speech isn't just an enabling condition for civilization, for democracy, that it's a fundamental human right.
It is.
And this is, I think, more than a speech crisis. It's a humanity crisis, and I just hope we're not too late to fix it.
What is the nature of these organizations? How have they been granted a power that to any rational, ordinary person would require consensus and democracy to achieve it? How have those safeguards been so expertly bypassed?
That's a great question, and actually, this is, well, of course, yeah.
Plus the shirt.
Have you watched any of that, Shanda?
No, I haven't had a chance to,
Yeah,
Today's my only 8 hours I ever have off a week. So.
It's not like you don't read anything all day long. So.
I know.
Yeah, check it out.
I will watch it tomorrow, though. I will.
over on the Rumble. Check it out. It's I've watched parts of it, and I'm going to go back and watch it on Sunday because that's what I do with Sunday a lot. So, anyway.
Me too.
Crazy Puppet drops another tenner. Anyone who knows how to get some won while they are down? No, I don't know how to get some won. Do you know how to get some won, Shanda? I don't think money's obsolete. They're going to go with the CBDCs, right? So
They're coming. They're coming. They're coming fast.
Yeah. So it's going to be digital currency, and you're going to get your UBI for sure. And they're going to tell you when you can spend it, when you have to spend it, and what you can spend it on. So
yeah,
don't believe me. I don't think we've been wrong too many times over the past 4 or 5 years, have we, Shanda?
Nope. Sadly, nope.
Luke Skywalker, and I'm here to gaslight you. Mark Hamill keeps moving down the charts. No wonder Republicans want to censure Rep. Adam Schiff when he comes prepared with facts and has the receipts and calls out their hypocrisy. Watch Masterclass in Interrogation. What's wrong, Luke? Luke, the force is.
Oh my God.
The force has left Luke. I mean, what is he fucking talking about? What is he talking about?
Adam Schiff. He knows how to interrogate.
He doesn't know. He's a mealy-mouthed little tool for the DNC, and he's been gaslighting and using Russiagate and the Steele dossier. We're going to get Trump for years. He's full of shit. Luke, you need to find the force again, brother. That's
well, you know, he's trying to get reelected. Shit is so.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Yeah. The best thing you can do is well, I'm not going to say the best thing you can do. But if you're inclined to vote against every goddamn politician out there.
Yeah, I don't vote for anymore. I vote against. I've noticed the last couple of years, I vote against like, oh, I hate that motherfucker. I will find somebody to vote for.
Yeah, Satan, are you available? Satan, I'm going to vote for you instead of this piece of shit. Yep. That's me.
I got a lot of dibs in Washington State that I will be doing that. And if that means I have to vote Republican, so fucking be it.
In my jurisdiction, it's whatever. It is what it is. I am not advocating voting for either party.
I always try to go for an independent. If there's an independent in the race, I'll go for it. But there has been a few times where they're equally fucking terrible. And then what do? You don't vote. There's been a couple of races where I'm just like, I can't even cast a vote in that race. It's so evil.
A lot of our sisters and brothers are advocating don't play in the system. Don't do it. And I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I don't blame.
But that doesn't. I don't. God, they don't care. That's what they want. They don't want people participating. So Yeah. Go for third parties, independents.
Yeah. It is. What you brought your cokehead friend here? What the hell? What is it?
So I said to Biden, I'm leaving in 6 hours. I need another 10 billion, or I'll tell the world all your dirty, corrupt secrets. Well, son of a bitch.
Oh, God, I hate that guy. I hope he ends up in somebody's prison.
You saw him hanging out with Greta this week, right?
Oh, my God, that was sickening.
Oh, and it's funny because Misty and I were talking about it on Monday on her show. And, she never talks about the military-industrial complex. Wonder where she's at. Like, oh, well, now we know where she's at.
Yeah.
We always knew.
Yeah, it's insane. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. At what point do we start seeing ultra-rich people not as a symbol of success, but as one as societal failure? We've been seeing that for a long time, I think, Shanta. This is Trudeau. They want to Google to block all Canadian news over their Canada C-18 fight. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this. I had to find it. Because I was saying, no, they can't be doing this. But
I did study this. I wanted to know what the hell this was about. So I think I do have a grasp of what's going on here.
Check this out. It's short.
Right now, every news article is just a Google away. But soon that could change, with Google now threatening to pull Canadian news links from the search engine following through on a warning.
If C-18 is passed in its current form, it may affect our ability to provide products and services.
Google is pushing back against a law that would force tech companies to pay news organizations, including CBC News, for each story accessed through its site. For the federal government, it's a way to make tech giants pass on some of the ad revenue to media outlets, not how Google sees it.
We send millions of visitors to their sites for free.
So what would this look like? This page you see now, mostly full of Canadian outlets about this very story, none of them would show up once the company makes its move.
Bully's bully. This is such a bully tactic.
Michael Hollett runs a music magazine. He's concerned smaller publications would be hit hardest by the ban.
Oh, hell
Unfortunately,
yeah.
we've got to stare them down on this because we can't give in to this kind of a tactic. I mean, they have been able to do whatever they want forever.
Other observers say Ottawa should have seen this coming, and this legislation was no way to save the industry.
The news organizations rely on the incoming traffic. And most people are discovering that either through social media sites or through a search engine like Google.
Google is now joining Facebook. Its parent company Meta announced last week that it too will block Canadian news content. The government says it won't waver, but it's still willing to talk.
A lot of organizations are suffering and have been suffering for a long time because 80% of all the revenues are going to two companies,
I want his
Google
hair.
and Facebook. That's what we're trying to balance
Yeah, he's got
through
good
the
hair.
bill. So we're looking at all the options.
Rafi, I'm thinking about the implications here. If all Canadian news gets dropped from Google, what's left?
Adrian, you would not be blocked from accessing foreign news services covering Canada. That said, there is a real concern about the lack of local news, of verified journalism, and what could fill that void. The legislation, though, has not passed yet. The Canadian government says it needs to get through regulations, and that's where it sees room for negotiation with the tech giants. Minister Rodriguez told me he spoke to Google on Thursday, and he expects to do that again next week.
All right, Rafi Boudjikanian, thank you.
There's nobody who is good in this scenario. Google is evil, and the Canadian government is evil, and they're just trying to draw more revenue by fighting each other, in my opinion.
Well, what they see is they see Google and, Meta and Twitter, all these places making a shit ton of money, and their legacy media, their Ministry of Truth, is dying. And it has been dying. It refused to adapt. It won't adapt because it pushes the government narrative. It is the state talking heads. So they're trying to keep their legacy media alive because this is, those people with all the money would have to give that. But the thing is the people in general, we don't read legacy media anymore. We don't give a shit about those state propaganda sites. And so it's not going to save them in the long run anyways. It's just going to create a Ministry of Truth for just Canada,
Well,
and when they say, well, you can go on a server and go on a foreign server right now, but what if they shut that off and they block your access to get to foreign servers?
Well, this is what I would think is the ultimate slippery slope towards censorship by all of them. Because if they're playing this game with these, these big entities, the governments, and the Googles and the Yahoos and all, it's not going to stop just with Google. Don't think it's going to. Don't think you're safe with any of the other search engines. Don't. They're all going to get. It's the biggest slippery slope you're going to have on censorship. That's the whole key here. Is they're going to come at it from this angle to censor us even more. Do you think independent media is going to get a fair shake because of this shit? Never going to happen, ever. And that's all that I'm inclined to really go with. At least I can trust independent media far beyond anything that the oligarch-controlled corporate media is giving us. So
this is bad. This is really bad. And Canadians need to be pushing back. This hasn't passed yet. Oh, there's room for negotiation. Canadians need to be in the street screaming their fucking heads off about this.
So who's the evil one here? They're all the evil ones here in this fight, right? Google's evil, Canadian government's evil. It's all about screwing us some more. So there's nobody to root for here, I guess, right? Who do you root for? Nobody. So
well, I'm rooting for the Canadian people to push back against the authoritarian
get your France
BS.
on. Stop this shit.
Yeah,
so,
get your France on. For sure.
I mean, Amber's always beating the hell out of us for using Google anything, and I get it. But it's just we're just screwed. I know.
You got a pile of Coke on your head.
I like a pile of Coke on my head. That looks good. Here, let me get
you
centered
got
here.
Zelensky's Coke on your head. you Coke head.
Yeah, my Coke head. That's what it is. So you brought this
let's see. Allow your enemies to buy your farmland and control your food supply. Jozu, yeah. And this is not enough for a counteroffensive.
Yeah, no, it's not. Here, let's have
much more.
Yeah, that table should be made out of gold or something. I bet he's got a
well, he
golden
needs
tongue.
another 5,000 or 5 million out of Social Security.
Somebody said that he had just bought his wife a $10 million hacienda in what country?
I heard that.
Some other country.
Yeah,
You know what country
I heard
it
that
was?
too.
Where did
I
he
don't remember.
Where did he get $10 million? Anybody? Bueller? Where? That's your money that went over there, or the money that they printed up. Claire Daly, as usual, killing it. Here's a little piece from Claire. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
It's a racket. It's a con. It's not about security. Nobody obviously is going to buy in to a military agenda. Who in their right mind would argue that we should be spending money on arms when we have huge housing prices, a poverty crisis, we need to deal with climate change? So they've got to convince you that there's a big baddie out there trying to get you. And if you don't be careful and you don't put the money in there, then we're all gone. It's threat inflation. These are the bagmen of the arms industry dressed up in NATO and the like. And to justify their spend, they see Russians everywhere. If you've been tuning into the forum, you would have heard it. The Irish Times tell us to be very careful. There might be disinformation from foreign agents around the forum. Shock, horror, there was, but they're all US and UK ones, not Russian ones. They tell you anybody who disagrees with them is a Russian spy. We're actually Kremlin agents, although, as I've said in other places, where the money goes, I don't know. They've mislaid the accounts because we haven't seen any of it. But anything Russia is threat inflated. So,
yeah, I mean, Claire says what many of our sisters and brothers have been telling you. It's all about the grift. It's the giant grift, and it's bathed in blood and laundered in money. That's all I can say.
Yeah, when I think of Claire, I think of AOC. That's what we hoped AOC would be, was Claire.
Yeah.
And it's the wish, what you ordered and what you got, This is what we ordered, but we got AOC.
We got 535 people in Congress, plus the president and vice president. I would trade them all for Claire Daly and Mick Wallace and let them run the place. That's where I'm at. I'm so done with this bullshit. Oh, the AFL-CIO is crap. Workers strike back. I think you brought this earlier this week. Recently announced the endorsement of strike-breaker Joe Biden without any Democratic discussion with its 12.4 million members. For millions of Americans who are struggling to make ends meet, this is historic endorsement is a rotten sellout. And what did we say? It's a labor organization that needs to get rid of their leadership council. They need to fire all those fuckers at the top. And if they're going to endorse somebody, they need to have a 12.4 million member vote to make sure that they're endorsing somebody that the members want, not a bunch of paid off cucks at the top of the food chain in a member. This kind of shit gives all these unions a bad name. And I am not going to support unions anymore. I'm going to support the union members any way I can through picketing or anything else, donations if I have 2 nickels to push together. Shanda, what's your in on this? Do you have an idea of what we can do?
Why are we even playing around with this? All the big unions are coming out. I mean, this is just going to be slowly drawn out for the next 18 months, right? Union after union after union, violating their people, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a voice, you don't have a say. Being on the ground as a Bernie Sanders delegate, not at once but twice, right? I was there in a lot of union meetings, where they were pushing for endorsements. We got to get Bernie through. So many of the everyday blue collar workers were there fighting. I mean, and every time it was top down, nope, this is who we're endorsing.
I doubt if a large percentage of those union members, I'm not going to say all of them, I can't say that, I have no idea, But I doubt if a large percentage of the AFL-CIO members would vote for Joe Biden if they were forced to. They wouldn't do it. They'd rather
81 million
yeah,
votes.
well, yeah, I'm not going to qualify that. I don't even fucking go there anymore. Scientists, remember, scientists are just as easy to buy as politicians are. And
absolutely,
who the hell's face is on that little girl there? In Bill, is that Chelsea Bernard Clinton? Is that who?
Chelsea Bernard Clinton? Yeah, might as well be.
Yeah, okay.
Might as well
Just
be.
checking. You deserve that, Bernie. By the way, you owe me money. You owe a lot of people money, you sell out. Kim.com brought this. What is this? I put this in. This was earlier in the week. Tweet of the night. Kim.com from George Galloway. The Western media had 24-hour coverage of the Wagner Group mutiny in Russia. Now France is on fire. There's almost no coverage in the Western media. Why? Because they don't want people in the West to get bad ideas. This may happen in the U.S. and U.K. soon. We can only hope so, George. We can only hope so. I just... Wake up, everybody, before it's too late. And Brother Nick over there at Revolutionary Blackout Network, the Johnny Graz, dude just can't stop being right. And I happen to agree with Johnny Graz and Brother Nick, and I know Shanda does too. So here we go.
Yep.
Let's give Brother Nick his due.
I'm playing
criminals of our society is the capitalist class. They're the biggest liars, thieves, and criminals, not your neighbor. I'm going to explain how business works in this country. So check this out. So Home Depot, they had to pay workers $72.5 million because of a class action lawsuit due to their wage theft business practices. So I know you're probably thinking right now, $72 million. God damn. Surely they learned their lesson, right? Right? Nah, fam. $72.5 million ain't shit to them. So I did the math. I checked the books. Home Depot made $155 billion last year. Let me see if I got this straight. The amount that Home Depot was fined is 0.0006% of the money they made last year. How do you even say that? 1,000 of 1% of their money? So this is how business works in America. You steal the labor value of your workers. You commit heinous crimes. You break laws. And if you are caught, you just pay a very small fine that is 0.0006% of the amount of money you earn. This is why companies engage in wage theft, because it's actually very profitable. Our ruling class is never sent to prison. They just pay small fees and fines that they can easily afford. I call that being above the law.
I would call that being above the law too, and it makes me sick. So they're paying pennies on the dollar to settle these things.
That we're ripped off. So, I mean, wage theft is so bad in this country, Oz, and it's happening everywhere. We're owned by corporations, all, more and more majority. And I got to tell you, that's why I left the big workforce, is because I was tired of being fucking exploited.
I don't blame people.
Always.
I don't
blame. The last
blame.
guy, he put me on salary. I worked freaking 60 hours, and then he takes $200 out of my check because I took one day off in a 7-day work week. I mean, the insanity, like, are you freaking kidding me? That's illegal. You're ripping me off. And I just packed up my desk and walked out. And I was like, I don't care if I have to live in a cardboard box. I'm going to do what I love. And I'm done. I'm done being exploited by somebody else who owns me.
I know. They get you worked into this position where you're stuck. You're screwed and you have to do it. And it's horrendous what they're getting away with. I can't blame people for just not working anymore. They're not lazy. They're tired of getting screwed.
They don't get benefits. They can't make their rent payments. If they had a living wage, a decent fucking wage, 3 jobs, just to be able to cover one rent. I see why people are just saying,
fuck it.
F it. I'll go live under a bridge because it's easier.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. And you know what? If I was younger,
and it's not easy to live under a bridge.
If I was in the workforce, I'd be figuring out how not to work, how to figure out how to make it on nothing, on doing, whatever, but working for a corporation or an entity that's screwing their people.
My daughter works at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, corporate money. They're the CEOs, they're raking it in. They won't even buy them a fucking air conditioner. You know how much product they're probably throwing out because it's 80, 90 degrees in that store, even on a rainy goddamn day, but that don't matter.
Yeah.
Nope, they can't spend the money on an AC unit for a store.
I know. It's horrendous.
Greed. It's disgusting greed, and that's all it is.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get any better, and I salute anybody that walks away from a dead-end job. If they are able to do it, more power to you. Throne of Blood, fucking absolute scum of the earth. Now, who's Throne of Blood talking about? New. Fauci buys exclusive 150-acre luxury retreat on the Potomac, rumored at $18.9 million price tag, makes the most expensive real estate in the area. Well,
all that vaccine money is starting to roll in.
Yeah, man, gotta put that.
You can't make this shit up, man.
No, you cannot make this shit up. It is insane.
We got a couple of super chats. Let me see. Ozzy, welcome. Ozzy, I see you're a first-time watcher. Welcome. This is our Saturday night community, and we just have fun. We rant. We have a few laughs, and we're mostly satire.
We try to entertain.
We're so glad to see you. Yeah. We try to entertain, but give you the news. And Jax, I had to leave the U.S. to quit corporate hospitals. Yes, medicine's so bad, and it's not just the corporate hospitals, but it's the insurance, it's big pharma. They all just take little fines after fucking their workers, right?
Yeah, you know what? It breaks my heart too, Jax, because we can't afford to lose wonderful, wonderful nurses like yourself. And I know you're a wonderful person because I see you're on the right side of the issues 24/7, and we so appreciate that. But we miss nurses who have fled, who have had to quit, who've had to go home and take care of their own families because they cannot make it under the restraints and the conditions that they have now. So,
or they were mandated out of their jobs.
Like I said before,
their bodily autonomy taken from them.
The nurses union leadership, horrible, and
horrible. I've screamed him down. I took the NNU nurses on. Is that National Nurses United? Yeah. I took them on in Chicago a couple of years ago. I thought they were going to hit me. Like one of them, I have a picture of it, and you can see the lady's face. Like she wanted to hit me.
But we've always supported nurses, and we've supported their.
They were telling us to get behind Bernie's or get behind the Dems, like, and we were like, no, F that. We don't have to get behind the Dems. We need to get away from the Dems.
The best way to help you is to not vote for either one of those assholes. That's the only way I can think of. If somebody's got a better idea, let me know. So we miss the nurses, but Jax, I hope your life is 1,000% better, which it probably is. And keep showing the food porn. I love it.
Please, yes, me too. The beach porn and the food porn.
I can't eat it anymore, but I get to look at it at least. So, did I bring this or did you?
I think I brought this. Let's see. Democrats who are conservative vote with Republicans who are conservative. Democrats who are liberal vote with Republicans who are liberal. Yeah. And no, this is come on, man. This is Biden.
God.
Beavis and Butthead Biden.
And what their lives are at stake. Everyone is a little harder. So grandmom can walk out without having porch without worrying about falling.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Can be left alone. We're gonna keep working to pay the bills. Look, my plan is simple. We're going to make sure we take care of Mom. We're going to take care of the child.
Yeah, that's coming to the guy who said to Tara Reid while he was assaulting her, "You mean nothing to me. Nothing to me." That's a quote from Tara Reid. So, yeah.
I just hurt for Tara.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Sarah says Macron is a hypocrite. Yes, we know this. Macron in 2020, the Lebanese, the revolution does not happen by anyone's order. People make it. Do it. Macron in 2023 to the French. Protests are not legal, and no one has the right to riot against the people's representatives. What do you think of that, Shanda?
Macron, like I said, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. They're all hypocrites, and they don't care because they're raking that dough in. It doesn't matter, right?
That's what it's all about. They're all hypocrites, and they're all working for their own best interests, not for the people. Not for the people. And it's Shitlig Book Club time. That went over so well last week. I thought I'd bring another one this week. I Need a New Butt. 3 hilarious stories in one noisy book. And there's Kyle sporting the little firecracker going up in honor of the 4th of July. And then we have the pocket full of boners. And I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it, Shannon?
Yeah, that one's great. But the I Need a New Butt, is that because Kyle sold his ass?
Yeah, I think so. He's just blowing it out his ass. And I don't even understand. I'm not following him, but I see some of his Twitters, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Where he's at now, Oz, I can't believe I ever followed him.
I can't either.
I'm like, whoa. Like, I used to relate to you on so many different levels, and now, who the fuck are you? I don't know this guy.
Yeah, I thought he was well-spoken, and he had good facts, and nowadays...
He used to be.
Yeah.
Jimmy thought so, too, because remember Kyle used to come on with Jimmy. Yeah, that's where I found Kyle.
I remember he was debating the opposition a lot, and he was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah,
but now,
he was good at debating.
Did Invasion of the Body Snatchers get this guy, or was it his mom picked up on that or something? I don't know what the hell's going on.
His mom, Crystal.
His mom, Crystal. So, see, here's where Shanda and I share a brain again, because I was getting ready to drop this in the deck, and as soon as I was putting it in, she snapped it in. And I'm going, God, you beat me to it again. So here we go.
Yeah, we do share a brain. It's scary.
This was funny. I liked this.
It was funny.
Action 9 News at 5. High on Tampa. Good morning, everyone. I'm a bartender. And I'm pretending to be president. We have some breaking news coming out of, America. And that's right next to the USA. And it's, totally right around the corner from the United States. Oh, damn it. I think I might have left the weed whacker on again. This is an important message for, the universe. We just received word from Etchesketch.com that millions of genetically modified Mallories have been released into Florida. Oh, hang on. Getting a call on my burner phone. Hello? Hi, this is John Solomon. Who the hell is John Solomon? Hey, how'd you get this number? Come on, guys. This is, totally serious. Yeah, I mean, a single bite from one of these genetically modified Mallories and you'll never be the same again. Just ask Michael J. Fox. Oh, come on, man. You don't even know what affirmative action is. My fiance has red hair. This just in. Genetically modified Mallories have been spotted in downtown
Action
Florida.
9's John Fetterman is on the scene. Hi, John!
Hey, you guys! John, what's going on down there?
Thanks, MP. Wow, is everyone okay? You rang?
Oh, man, this is horrible. Are there any survivors?
Where is my automobile?
It was horrible.
Yeah, I think they came from Russia.
There were Mallories flying all over the place.
One landed on my shoulder. I pissed my pants and forgot who I was for 10 minutes.
I had one land on my head. Good thing I was wearing a mask, though.
True story.
This is truly the darkest day in American history.
We're totally joined with the creator of the genetically modified Mallories. Introducing Dr. Scientist and Instagram model, Bill Gates.
Hey, how you doing, Jill?
It's Bill.
What?
My name is Bill. You called me Jill.
I mean, I never talked to Hunter about his business dealings, so I don't know.
Page 45.
Okay, so Dr. Gates or whatever.
Yeah?
What should people totally do on Earth to protect themselves from the genetically modified Mallories?
Well, people, we need to come together. We need to lock it down. We need to wrap ourselves in bubble wrap and mayonnaise.
Oh my gosh, I love mayonnaise.
I'm so proud of you, Hunter.
Less is more, people. So cover your faces, stand 6 feet apart, vote from home, buy toilet paper and hide. Those Mallories are out there, and they'll find you.
That is it. I'm moving to the sun.
Damn it!
I'm moving to the
I
sun.
myself again.
Oh my God, that was a good one.
That was good one.
That was
United Spot. That was a good one.
That was a good one. That was very good. Is Mallory that Justine Bateman? Is that from that series? Is that what they're talking?
I know. Well, Bill Gates is releasing all those mosquitoes. Is basically what they're spoofing. And I just want to say, we just need to release a shit ton of dragonflies to eat all of Bill Gates's mosquitoes.
Yeah, I think we do. A lot of. Do we have a super chat over there you need to read?
We do have a super chat. Crazy Puppet. Boys in the pool have the golden hair that glisten in the sun. So poetic. Hopefully, I didn't butcher it. No, you're pretty close. I think that's what he said, right?
Yeah, I think
Biden said that.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
sure
so.
Biden said that.
I can't keep up with him. He's coming up with new things all the time.
Oh, I got a couple more on the deck. We'll get there.
Okay, that's it.
Oh no, this is it. We're there now.
We're there now. Okay. And stick around, everybody. We got a hell of a good outro tonight. We're dedicating it to the people in France who are putting their best foot forward. But here we go with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
This is nothing radical. It's just fair. Don't have to pay these prices in other countries. Inflation Reduction React. Inflation Reduction React. Inflation Reduction React also makes the most significant investment in dealing with climate ever anywhere in the world's history. It's ridiculous. My Build Back Better. My Build Back Better. My Build Back Better. Build Back. What? Bro, what are you talking about? Back Better plan gets us back on track. A singular place of possibilities. I'm not going to go sign the Shipton Science Act. Shipton Science Act. Shipton Science Act. And today we're celebrating a signature program, the American Rescue, and of the American, within the American Rescue. To restore the Affordable Care Act, I'll build on it. Look, the Affordable Care Act also includes this offer. The Affordable Care Act also includes this offer. This is the only outfit if, in fact, you do away with the Affordable Care Act. You do away with the Affordable Care Act. You do away with the Affordable Care Act. And of course, there's still the repeal of the Affordable Care Act they're trying to do. The Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act. Where there was an incumbent Republican and a Democrat running. I only went to Republicans who wanted to eliminate the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act. Stop it. Get some help. Things that have already been passed, the 5 big initiatives that I've already passed in terms of infrastructure, the Affordable Care Act, the Affordable Care Act, the Affordable Care Act, et cetera.
What in the hell is up with that?
I have no clue. I don't understand why the Democrats don't want to have him debate. Do you? I mean, he's a savant.
Yeah, not at all, right? He is a savant.
He's a savant.
He'll kill it. He'll absolutely kill it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did I drop this in? I must have dropped this in. I've seen smarter cabinets at IKEA. Do you agree with that, Shanda?
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, did you bring this, Mick Wallace, or did I? I can't remember.
I think you did. You did a lot of the writing of the deck yesterday, and I appreciate it because I've been so busy with my shows and tech problems. But I want to shout out Sinead. Thank you so much. Be good to yourselves this weekend. Shanda and Oz, you too. Yeah. Everybody out there, just be good to yourselves and have a good holiday weekend.
Crazy.
Love your families.
Crazy Puppet hit you again there.
Crazy Puppet says, let me get it. It keeps jumping on me. The most effective way to reduce or to eliminate malaria is to oversaturate the environment with lab-grown mosquitoes that will squeeze wild ones out of existence. Problem is, whatever else, it jumped on me, whatever else it does, they do.
Yeah,
they'll do whatever else they'll do.
Well,
yeah, exactly. That's so the Mallories.
Yeah,
they're calling that's malaria. That's short for malaria.
Yeah. So Justine Bateman is the new face for malaria. So I guess I'm sure she appreciates that.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah. I honestly, it's crazy. I don't know what to say anymore about what's going on. I heard somebody said they were making little nanobot mosquitoes or dragonflies to eat mosquitoes.
No, they are.
I heard
I
that.
want them to.
Yeah.
I want them to. I want real dragonflies to go out there and eat all Bill Gates' mosquitoes. I want an army of dragonflies.
Well, I think that's a slippery slope, damn it, Shanda, because what they're going to make nanobot Shanda and Oz pretty soon, and unless we beat them to it, and we're going to.
Boy, that's a scary thought. A nano Oz running through your veins.
Yeah, that would be scary. It reminds me of the original Fly movie where the guy turned into a fly.
Oh gosh, yeah, that terrorized me as a child, definitely.
Mick Wallace, desperate scenes from Tehran as the Iranian people protest against their government. No, sorry, it's Paris in the heart of the European Union. Thank you, Nick. We saw quite a few people using this week, so Mick wasn't the only one, but he said it very well. So that's why I brought Mick, and we love Mick. Wow. Ouch. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these pictures, but these videos.
Oh, I ran so many on my show yesterday morning, but there was so many I didn't like. Did you see the one where the guy with the cement saw cuts down the pole and it hits another guy?
Yeah, there's two guys that almost clocked. So, yeah,
that was a crazy footage. And then the cop knocked out on the ground. That was crazy footage. And then the guy driving the bus, speed. Do you see that where the bus goes by at freaking 80 miles an hour? Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I think that this is, people are going to say, they're saying don't have a violent riot or anything, be peaceful, whatever. And I agree, but this is not working out well. Sabrina Salvati knocks it out of the park again. I want to show you guys. We're getting close, but I don't think I'm going to hit 50,000. Do you, Shanda?
No, you're getting close, though. You were pretty dang close.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't factor in the algorithm working against you.
Yeah,
so.
And working against Sister Sabrina. She should really be past 50,000 subs. I called it when I started tracking it when she was at 28. It just occurred to me back then, it was March? I said, God, she can hit that by July 5th, 50,000. And she says, oh, no, I think it's a little high. Well, you were right, Sabrina, but I think we're going to be well into 47, which was my last guess. So I'm saying 47 by next week. So can you help us out? Share it around. Sabrina Salvati, words of truth and great opinions and a great perspective. Sabby Sabs. Here we go. You're going to like this, Shanda. This is really, really good.
She did some great work all week. I had clips I brought
all week. Way to go, Sabrina. We appreciate you.
RFK Jr. explains why Democrats should vote Joe Biden out of office. Now, this is a big one. Listen to this.
Before that, though, I want to say you're asking Democratic voters in this room and across the country to do something that hasn't been done in 167 years in this country, to vote out a president of their own party. Not to mention, replace him with somebody who hasn't even held elective office. Why should they take that chance?
Well, who cares if they've held elected office? Some of the clowns that we've had in D.C. that have held elected office for decades don't do shit. Let's just be real. How great of a job are they doing? How great of a job is Joe Biden doing? And he's been a politician for over 40 years. At this point, I don't care if you've held office or not. In fact, I might prefer that you have not, because then I know you're not a part of the machine.
Yep.
Interesting.
That was so dead on, and I've said that before, and she is so right. I'm at a point now where I would rather have somebody who's never had any experience in the system,
Yeah, no.
But look at the ones that we've sent in. They always get corrupted. They always get corrupted.
Yeah,
Even if they have the best heart and they're going to go in there and fight, they get corrupted.
I don't know if they have the best heart. We know now that AOC was a setup. She was a setup. So, but the other ones, I don't know if there were any of them that weren't a setup. Do you think that they were actual progressives going to go in there to change the machine? They haven't done it. Jamal Bowman and Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. Is there any? God, I can't. Even locally, there might be a few locally that haven't let me down, but no.
And the only one that comes to mind that I ever thought was fantastic was Cynthia McKinney. I mean, she was.
I know, right?
Yeah,
right. I agree. And Shama Sawant, I got to say.
Well,
I mean, Shama.
Yeah.
Her COVID policy, I did not align with, but everything else she does amazing on.
Now, what do you got here? You got some Rogan going on?
Okay,
here?
so we're gonna go here, and I'm not bringing these clips because I want to talk about Dylan, but I want to talk about something much bigger, and that is how Bud Light intentionally fucking pulled this shit where they knew it would hurt the workers, right? Who did this hurt? Ultimately, who did this hurt? Bud Light used to the workers. The CEOs
and
didn't lose any money.
Yeah.
And the supply chain. That's who got hurt in all of this bullshit. And when you hear from Dylan, because Dylan's been very quiet. She hasn't said anything since any of this went down. She finally posted a video like 2 days ago with, we're going to hear from her. But Bud Light did this. This is Ice Cube hanging out with Joe Rogan this week. That was Spotify. Great freaking podcast. Because, he dropped a video this week, too, where he's just had it. Like, I'm done with your club. I'm not playing in your clubs anymore, like telling Hollywood, I won't play in your clubs. Because he lost a couple of roles over the mandate.
Oh, yeah.
And so, they're talking about the Bud Light
I haven't seen
fiasco.
this. I'm interested, and believe me, I'm not going there either. I just want to see what's going on and hear what you got to say. So here we go.
It's an ugly game, and I don't see where people are being thought about in these type situations. It's all about, capital don't care.
Yeah.
Capital has no emotions. Capital only respects capital.
Yeah, the only time it respects people's opinions is when people boycott shit and it works, like this Bud Light thing.
Yeah.
And now people are like, don't do that again.
Yeah.
Like, be careful. Because look what happened to Bud Light.
Well, who controls Bud Light? That's the question. Why would they make a dumb decision like that? Are they trying to ruin Bud Light? And why would they want to ruin Bud Light? Are they trying to take down some of our most iconic American brands? And why would that help?
I don't think they were trying to. I don't think they had any idea this was going to happen. It's this ESG thing that everybody has to dedicate a certain amount of their time to, woke stuff.
Who mandates that?
It's a good question. Where does the ESG money come from? Is that government? Like, where does that come from? And
it comes from BlackRock.
Just real quick, it's BlackRock, and Jamie doesn't pull anything up for him in regards to where it comes from. He doesn't say anything. Odd.
Scores, and the ESG score of your corporation determines what you get. And the problem is also you get these people that are coming out of college, like this lady who made the decision for Bud Light. She's gone through the university system, she's in the corporate system, and she's a woman, and she thinks, we have to be more inclusive, and that's all the language everyone's using today.
Yeah.
And so they don't know any real people. They don't know regular people. They have no idea that if you take a brand, Bud Light, which is like known for, blue-collar drinking people, that they like to fucking watch football and drink Bud Light, and then all of a sudden you have this mentally ill person who's just an attention whore, and you make a big deal out of putting this person's 365 days of womanhood, you put that on a Bud Light can, and they freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then Kid Rock shoots a bunch of them, and then it's on. Once Kid Rock shoots your cans, you got real problems.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, man, it's kind of like, I think you gotta still ask why. Like, what?
You think there's like a conspiracy?
Well, who's getting hurt? Who's getting hurt in this whole thing? Is it the Bud Light,
Anheuser-Busch,
brass? Will their bonuses be affected? Will their checks and salaries be affected? You got this lower level person fired, and a bunch of middle class guys are paying the price because you got distribution centers, the guys that deliver the beer nobody want, and now they're out of a job. Now you're really attacking the middle class by making a brand that's so big take a hit like.
What do you think? Do you think he's got a point?
Yeah, I like I said, I hadn't seen that, and it's kind of like common knowledge who gets fucked when these executives make shitty decisions. That's all, you know. It's,
whether they let this woman make that decision or not, you know, they went along with it so that way they could get their payoff from BlackRock for their ESG score. And who did it hurt? It hurt the blue collar because the middle class is under attack. They don't give a shit about the middle class anymore.
No,
I mean, they
don't.
never really did, but we had safety mechanisms in place to where, you know, we got a little bit of crumbs, but not anymore.
Yeah.
So Dylan hasn't said anything during this whole time. You can just hear from Dylan how Bud Light treated her. Did they stand by her after they did this? Because the amount of hate, we talk about it all the time on my show, the way the pendulum was going to swing back on this corporate capture of the LGBT movement, you know, and hear from her.
All right.
Hi. One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere. And now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired, so I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed, and I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity. I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community. And you know, we're customers too. I know a lot of trans and queer people who love beer, and I have some lesbian friends who could drink some of those haters under the table. But to turn a blind eye and pretend everything is okay, it just isn't an option right now. And you might say, but Dylan, I don't want to get political. Babe, supporting trans people, it shouldn't be political. There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us. And I know it's possible because I've worked with some fantastic companies who care. But caring about the LGBTQ plus community requires a lot more than just a donation somewhere during Pride Month. And all this to say, bottom line is that if you follow me, if I've made you smile, if you care about me, I need you to care about every trans person.
Yep, there it is.
So I didn't bring this, I think what you want about Dylan, but I brought this to point out that Bud Light used her, and the fact that it wasn't a big payout, It was an Instagram ad. I don't know how much an Instagram ad goes for, but I promise you it's a lot less than a TV commercial or a radio spot or, something big time. And then to not stand by her after after they put it out there, it's chicken shit of them, and so ultimately it hurt people all the way around, but it didn't hurt the CEOs.
Well, yeah, this person was taken advantage of in that sense. And the jury's out on how much that ad actually costs, because the P&L statement, profit and loss statement, you can just take that loss on the P&L for this quarter, and that's how much that ad costs, Bud Light. Gotta tell you. So
ultimately at the end of the day. So it comes down to corporate greed, like it always does.
Always does. And if it's not the trans community, it'll be some other community that they will try and, and they're doing it with some things I can't even remember this week with their the Titanic. I mean, Netflix.
Oh, I know Netflix is trying to cash in on the Titanic this week.
It's always the big corporation trying to get over by using somebody else, whether it's their labor or their image or something, to make boodles of money. And then when they fuck up and make a wrong decision or go a certain way, that entity or person suffers for it. No matter what you think. Well, no matter what you think of the person who gets screwed, it's really the people who get screwed. In this case, the workers, the product, the merchandisers, everybody goes all the way down the line. So
it did go down the line, definitely.
And we mentioned earlier, I'm just going to hit this real quick. Jimmy Dore said Greta is a pro-war pig who is in bed with the people doing all the polluting and climate destruction. So I'm done listening to her. The climate-destroying war pig she shills for. And she is a psyop, and you're being played. I don't disagree with him. And I don't, I don't know if there's sound on this. You can see it. But she went in there and, shook hands. And let me turn this sound down. And, she's all attentive. But, Shanda, you and I both know she's being used to push.
You can tell she's not happy. Look at her face.
Well, she's
not happy to be there. She's not happy to meet him.
Yeah.
And her handler's standing right behind him. You can see her handler.
Yeah, and absolutely, the military-industrial complex is the biggest polluter on the planet when it comes, for what they've got and what they do. Johnny Carson made a comeback this week. I'm sure everybody. Here's Johnny Carson.
He did,
calling Joe Biden what he was 36 years ago. And if you haven't seen this, just humor me here, and I'm going to turn the sound back up so you can actually hear Johnny. There you go.
Problem he's been having? He went around and made a speech. And apparently, he quoted I think it was a British politician, took his speech and kind of paraphrased it as his own. And then the press got on him, and then he was charged also with taking part of Bobby Kennedy's speeches. And Biden says, not to worry, he reassured his staff. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
No shit. Nothing to fear but fear itself.
Whatever.
That was 36
I mean, he had to
years
drop
ago.
out.
Yeah.
He had to drop out in '88 for plagiarizing. The guy has been a lying, sellout piece of shit forever.
Yeah, don't even argue with me about him wanting to cut Social Security, because he did. He wanted to cut Social Security, and his boss, Obama, during that administration, they were putting Social Security on the table. They wanted to privatize.
Yes, I'm talking about Social Security. Remember when he did that? He does this fucking whispering into the mic bullshit. Yeah.
But for all you Biden supporters, here's their new poster going for the next election, Biden-Harris. Notice the mushroom cloud in the background. Let's finish the job, Joe. And they're getting damn close to finishing the job.
Just finish us off already.
Finish us
damn
off.
it.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer the damn meteor. I don't want to see, all these other people get hurt. So, Linda worked a little overtime this week, our executive producer, and she killed it again. Here we go with our first yum yum of the night.
A day of firsts throughout history, July 1st has been super busy. On this date was the first Tour de France bike race. The Chinese Communist Party was founded. America got zip codes. England had its first gay pride march. Sony introduced the Walkman. PG-13 became a movie rating. The world got its first all-sports radio station. And the International Criminal Court was established. July 1st is also the day my niece was born. Happy birthday, Trisha. I love you so much.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah, Linda asked me if that was okay. And I said,
course it's okay.
Linda, of course, we like to personalize our stuff. We're human too. So yeah,
Okay.
everybody that has a birthday on July 1st, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And we've got a back-to-back here, Shanda. So here's the other one. I have a particular like about this one because I know that Karen back there in that shot. So
You know her?
I know her. I know that Karen. So anyway.
Okay, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, and it's right on too. So check this out. Linda killed it again.
Dem jackasses stole a donkey, then blamed leftists for need to steal donkey. The chair of the Loonies County Dems, Cheryl Brockefeller, was arrested with her husband after the two were found to be in possession of a missing donkey foal. The pair admitted they wanted to use the cute baby donkey at a local event to lure prospective voters, a desperate move they said they felt compelled to make because leftists had abandoned the party. Brockefeller did not explain how the animal's presence would make leftists forget the Dem party is utter shite. The Brockefellers face 2 years in jail, a $25,000 fine, and a lifetime of voting blue but blaming you.
Always.
That one was great,
Yeah,
Linda. Great job.
She killed it. That's definitely a keeper. I'm going to drop that to the end of the deck. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or in a coma for a decade? Here we go.
It's time to get decisive again. This week's query has a difficult ask. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or in a coma for a decade? Both options seem like prison sentences of some sort. One is actually 4 walls of a jail cell, and the other is a prison of the mind and body. Either scenario could potentially make you a lab rat, but the shorter sentence with full consciousness would be my choice. How about you?
Yeah, that would be my choice.
I choose to go to jail.
I want to point something out here. Linda used a different program than DID for her avatar this week, and I think it was smoother. And
It was smoother. They're getting
I'm
better
gonna
for
grab
sure.
that and give that to you so you can have it as well.
Let's jump 47 because we got a lot of deck to still go, and we're getting short in the two. So let's jump 47, and I'll bring it to Trailer Park Pundit. It's just another United spot.
Where do you want me to go to?
We just got a couple of memes. Let's run through the memes, and then we'll jump down to, I don't know, just run through the memes. And we'll figure it
here
out.
we go. I'm worried my Rottweilers haven't grown for 5 months. Did you see a problem with that one, Shanda?
Guinea pig. They're so
guinea
cute.
pigs. They look like little miniature Rottweilers. The
Me
left
too.
says, the right says, corrupt billionaires are the problem. The right says corrupt government's the problems. And I'm here like, do you do realize corrupt billionaires are running the corrupt government, right? Thank you, Tommy Lee. We appreciate it.
I know neither side of the party can figure it out, right?
No, neither side. They're both horrible. So here you go.
I love this one. What will Jill Biden wear next? A, B, C, or D? I'm going to go with C.
You know, you do that to me all the. Get out of my mind.
I know.
That's exactly the one I was going to say was C. So
C.
yeah, I think we're in agreement.
That looks like what she'd wear next, right?
Yeah, it does. It's very conservative and chic at the same time. The keys
Presidential.
Keys are in the ignition. You can only take one. Which one do you take?
This is hard, man. This is so hard. Like, oh my God, I want James Bond. I want Mad Max. I want Knight Rider. I love Dukes of Hazzard. The DeLorean is a time machine.
Yeah, that's probably, I'm going to say that's my second choice.
The time machine's your second choice? Starsky and Hutch, man, that's a throwback to the classics.
The Ferrari, Magnum's Ferrari was nice.
Why is there no Cobra on here? No Mustangs, man? What the hell?
Yeah, there should be a Shelby on there, shouldn't there?
There should be a Shelby somewhere, right?
I'm going to take the A-Team van because I just bought one.
You did.
I got a good deal on an old van because I needed to haul the girls around and get chicken food and stuff.
Oz got himself an A-Team van.
Yeah, I got myself an A-Team, except it's cream color. So
it's not black.
I'm gonna get a couple of Beauty and the Boomer stickers and put on it just
nice. Beauty and the Boomer mobile.
Yeah,
heck yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. Barack Obama, God, when will he ever shut up? Barack Obama spearheaded setting up of a dangerous bioweapon lab in Ukraine. U.S. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, secured funding for it, reports. Is that true?
Yeah, I believe it's true.
Oh my God, that is something. Wow.
Come on. Do you really think that Biden is smart enough to think this shit up for himself? He was Obama's vice president. He's still taking orders from Obama, and we know it. We've seen it over and over. Like, remember that time he shuffled up behind Obama, and Obama was like, "Yeah, not now, Joe."
Yeah,
like,
go sit down. Go get your Kool-Aid, Joe. There's the kids' table.
Yeah, I believe it.
So Karine, did Douchey and Karine go at it again this week? Did I not see this?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
When don't they?
Okay, here we go.
I wanted to ask you about this new Bidenomics messaging push. Can you just give me a sense first of...
Lucky for you, my word don't mean squat.
You know, how did you guys coin that phrase, or why did you decide to...
This feels borderline inappropriate.
Go with that branding.
You don't like Bidenomics?
No, I'm just asking. I'm curious.
I think it's pretty clever. It's pretty good.
What? What the
look, it makes good sense. Bidenomics, right? It kind of flows off the tongue really well.
Damn!
But in all seriousness, look, what you're going to hear from the president, I don't want to get ahead of him. I think we've kind of laid out a little bit of what...
This is embarrassing.
What we are thinking, or what we think the president's going to lay out, or what he is
the most enormous pile of horseshit I've ever heard in my life.
Is going to lay out. Certainly, it's a vision, right? It's a vision about growing the economy.
Don't ever
From the middle out, the bottom up. You hear us say that over and over again because we believe that trickle-down economics does not work, and we have seen that over and over and over again.
The never, ever
Is that from Scrubs?
Yeah, I love Scrubs. I hate this this middle out, bottom up bullshit that they're selling this week.
They're trying to sell for sure. It's terrible. Terrible. I thought this was pretty right on. You put this in, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Those are his hurdles for sure. Mental fitness, immigration, Ukrainian war, inflation, oil prices, 2024. And he's got to climb those steps and not fall on his head.
I think it's missing a couple.
It's definitely missing some. Hunter Biden's not in there.
Yeah. I know. You brought my friend from my childhood.
Who is this? I know what it is, but I don't know his name.
You don't know his name? Well, everybody in the chat, do you know his name? I know his name. His name is, drumroll, Marlon Perkins from Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
I knew it was Wild Kingdom, but I didn't remember his name because I remember watching it, but I was little.
Well, I am so old, so I got that one easy. I saw that and I go, oh, Shanda, you're bringing.
I brought that for you, Boomer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What do we got here? We got
let's skip Snowden because it's 4 minutes long, and I will bring it. Poor Snowden, he's been dumped off the deck 3 times now, but it's great, and I will bring it for Trailer Park.
Bring it. That's good content for you for Monday anyway.
No, it is. It is.
All
and
those that you
bounced the decks a couple times.
That's great, and we're gonna need a bigger hoax, and I can't agree more. What do you think that bigger hoax is going to be, Shanda?
Oh, boy, that's a crapshoot, Oz. There's a whole gamut of that are on the list. Take your pick, you know.
I don't know what it's going to be. I honestly don't know what it's going to be.
Is it going to be another pandemic? Is it going to be some kind of environmental crisis?
Well, you can speak to this, can't you? This is not an elected official. Delegate Plaskett was installed to do the dirty work for the DNC.
Yep.
But we found out this week that she had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Did you know that?
I did know that. I've got Whitney Webb on, I watch everything Whitney puts out. And Stacey's the worst. Are you kidding? She's the one who pulled the plug down there on the lawsuit they were trying to pull in the Virgin Islands. I mean, anywhere they need a shitty Dem, that's where they put her, right?
Yeah. Her nor Debbie Wasserman Schultz should be.
She's just like Debbie.
Anywhere near the Democrats without
Or
calling
Oz's?
corruption. Yeah, that's yours. Your cat pulled it away, or the dog pulled it away.
The AC is pushing it. The wind's hitting it.
Sorry, guys. We'll work.
Summertime.
Summertime in the summertime. Here we go. I love this reface. This was great. You look beautiful there.
Ah, thanks.
I love your sword too. You brought.
I got a big sword. I do have a couple of big swords. Let's see. I love this breakdown of the fight that'll never happen. So you got Elon weighing in at 6'1", 850 kilogram weight. Let's see. Mars, that's the planet he's from. Net worth is $243 billion. Built like an athlete. No. Built like a, what is that?
Fridge.
Fridge, a 1950s fridge,
Yeah.
yes. And then, of course, you got Zuckerberg, 5'8", 70 kilograms, planet unknown. Yeah, that's true. Net worth, let's see, $102 billion. Built like an athlete, yes. Built like a 50s fridge, no.
Yeah, I just, everybody talks about how Musk has lost so much money by buying Twitter. I think it was $43 billion that he bought it for.
No,
but he's got a net worth of $243 billion.
Yeah,
that's like,
he's fine.
Well, yeah, that's a stinger, but he's still $200 billion, and probably more than that. You brought this one right here.
Let's see. A global study led by a research of, Columbia University Mailman School of Public Health and published in the Journal of Scientific Reports finds that economic inequality on a social level can't be explained by bad choices among the poor, nor by good decisions among the rich. Imagine that. And watching television is like turning bleach spray paint to your third eye. Yes.
I agree. And me waiting for literally anything to be built back better. I don't think anything's going to be built back better anytime soon.
Hell no.
So,
okay, so this is the only section I wanted to make sure we got through tonight was our cream of bullshit.
Okay, cream of bullshit. What do we got here?
Cream of bullshit. CNN. Let's start out with CNN's bullshit.
All right, here we go. CNN's bullshit.
This just in, and it's notable. The State Department has released a report on its investigation into the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. The findings are damning. It's a 28-point report here. Our Kylie Atwood has been going through it. And Kylie, a few things stand out to me, and I'm sure several stand out to you. One, from the very first point, insufficient senior level consideration of worst case scenarios.
Okay, 225.
It notes that some officials questioned the decision making leading up to this. It notes that the handing over Bagram Air Base basically funneled everybody trying to leave the country to Hong Kong, to Hamid Karzai International Airport, listing throughout a number of failures in the preparation.
Yeah, it's a really damning report, Jim, and I think it's important to note to folks that it covers the time period of January of 2020 when President Trump was in office, and there was that agreement struck between the U.S. and the Taliban, which really paved the way for the United States to prepare withdrawing from the country, and it covers through August of 2021, which is when the Biden administration was carrying out the actual withdrawal itself. And there is, as you actually noted, that one finding that is at the top of these findings that I think really crystallizes what this report gets into. And it says, quote, that there were decisions beyond the scope of this review, but the team found that during both administrations, the Biden administration and the Trump administration, there was insufficient senior level consideration of worst case scenarios and how quickly those might follow. Now, what's clear as you read through this report is that there wasn't great organization or delineation of responsibility in this building at the State Department. One of the things that they point out is that there wasn't someone on the 7th floor here in the building dealing with crisis management for this. And the 7th floor is where the Secretary of State sits. There also wasn't a task force that was set up early enough to bring folks to the table to discuss what could be these crisis scenarios that they would face as they were preparing for the withdrawal. And when you had the Pentagon standing up that non-combatant evacuation operation, there wasn't a clear person at the State Department who was coordinating with that Pentagon effort, and so that created confusion as well.
Are you shocked, for one,
No.
that they had to bring Trump's administration into it? Because as CNN, they were like, oh, well, we can't just talk about how bad Biden fucked this up. We have to say Trump, too.
Yeah, that was...
And then the revelation that there's nobody talking to the fucking Pentagon while this shit is going on. There's nobody in the State Department that has a clue. They haven't even thought about worst case scenarios to get the fuck out of there. They're just like, yeah, we're leaving, pack up, we're out of here in 5. Like, that's how it went down. And we trust these fuckers to be handling what's going on with Ukraine and every other war they're trying to get us into.
I don't know. I think Glenn Greenwald, if I misquote Glenn, I apologize. But he called our current government, I think it was Glenn, psychopaths. That's what we're dealing with, psychopaths. And they're psychopaths. And you're exactly right. When I started seeing this Trump, what about Trump? What are you bringing Trump in?
I know. That's why I brought it. I was like, why do they keep bringing up fucking Trump? What did Trump have to do with that withdrawal? Well, he pissed the Taliban off. That's why we had to leave.
Yeah, and I'm not going to stick up for Trump, but Jesus. What's this about? What's
So this is a psychopath. So here you go. This is Fox's cream of bullshit. And yeah, here's Democratic psychopath.
Oh, great.
A Wisconsin state senator is drawing new outrage from Americans over her shocking remarks on the state's Senate floor. Just listen to this Democrat's fiery response about the spread of crime from big cities to quiet suburbs.
It would be nice sometimes when some of these policies are made, if some of the people that were being directly impacted were being brought to the table.
Okay, I agree with that.
Because to say that these additional police are needed because crime is spilling out into the suburbs, what about these babies who are being lost right in their own cities, the suburbs? Because they don't know a thing about how life is in the city.
And that's the Democrats' message, right? Fuck the suburbs. It's all about the cities.
Yeah, I know. And they wonder why they can't get any rural areas to vote for them.
Right?
Yeah. So you brought your favorite.
Oh, and I had to finish it off, and you get a double whammy on this one because it's Mika, our favorite. No Joe this morning, but Mika and Anthony Blinken.
War pig spooning. Here we go, everybody.
Yeah. Total war pig spooning.
Following last week's rebellion in Russia, the U.S. and its allies are working to respond to the largest threat to Vladimir Putin's reign since he came to power more than 2 decades ago. This as Putin's war against Ukraine rages on, with reports of at least 9 people killed in a missile strike in the eastern part of the country yesterday. At home, the White House announced another $500 million in aid for Ukraine. China, of course, is also keeping a close eye on all of this as Beijing steps up its own pressure campaign against Taiwan. For more on all of this, let's bring in United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Also with us, NBC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell. Thank you both for joining us. Secretary Blinken, given the war in Ukraine, how is the United States and NATO allies viewing this rebellion in Russia? How does it change the dynamic, the geopolitical dynamic? And also, did the U.S. know this rebellion was coming?
Well, first of all, Mika, good morning. Great to be with you.
God, he always does that.
This is, and it remains in many ways, an extraordinary moment because I think it's further revealed the failure of Russia's war in Ukraine, both abroad and also at home. And we're seeing some cracks emerge, not just in what it's doing on the ground in Ukraine, but back toward Moscow. If you put this in perspective, it's really extraordinary. If 16 months ago, if we were sitting here, Russian forces were on the doorstep of Kyiv. They thought they were going to take the city. They thought they were going to erase Ukraine from the map as an independent country. And now, fast forward 16 months, and you've got forces heading toward Moscow.
What?
Mercenaries of Putin's own making that he now has to be focused on and worried about. And almost in a nutshell, that epitomizes the failure that he's had in Ukraine. It's still very tough and challenging. The Ukrainians are just starting a counteroffensive to take back more of their territory. But across the board, this has been a failure for Putin, and we're now seeing internal cracks emerge, not just the external ones in terms of his prosecution of the war.
Straight up fucking lying. He is straight up lying. This was 2 days ago, so you can see I've got the little thing below. I screenshotted it. And because there was 50 53K views on this and only 717 thumbs up. And I'm happy to report all of the shit legacy media is like that. CNN's lucky if they get 500 or 600 likes on 60,000 views, 100,000 views. Nobody's buying this shit. But this was 2 days ago. So everything that had gone down with the Russia was a week ago. And he's still trying to say that there's, they're marching on Russia on the Capitol and there's cracks, and they're flat ass lying.
He's shitty. He's the shittiest spinning Secretary of State ever. He's got to be up there. Did you bring this
under Clinton? Maybe.
Do I have to watch?
I had to bring you some Maddo.
Oh God, I'm gonna go vomit, everybody.
Scream of bullshit.
Okay.
But we actually have to start tonight with some breaking news related to the special counsel's indictment of Trump on those classified documents charges. When special counsel Jack Smith brought those 37 federal criminal charges against Trump earlier this month in the
Lordy,
there's
tapes.
Remember, these were charges for willful retention of national defense information at his home in Florida, also false statements and obstruction. You might remember in the indictment, there was sort of at length detail given of a supposed audio recording of Donald Trump. Oh, Lordy, there are tapes. According to the indictment, there is a tape from July 2021 when Trump was at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey. And according to the indictment, Trump, in this recorded conversation, he's allegedly speaking with a writer who's working on a book about the Trump administration. And according to the indictment, during that conversation, Trump seems, at least, to show this writer some documents that he says are classified. Now, you can't do that. A, you shouldn't have classified documents after you leave the presidency. But B, you shouldn't be able to show them ever to somebody who's not got proper security clearances and a need to see them. The indictment quotes from this supposed tape. It describes Trump showing the writer a piece of paper and allegedly saying, quote, "I just found, isn't that amazing? It's like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. As president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't, but this is still a secret."
I love how she reads it. She doesn't actually have the tape. I mean, we've all heard the tape. I've brought the tape. Like, they're making this so much more. What about Clinton? What about Obama? What about Joe Biden? They,
Well, she's, that's what she gets the big bucks for.
We got him this time.
They don't have shit.
Oh, Lordy, there's a tape.
Was that oh Lordy from her?
Yeah, she said that. Oh, Lordy, there's a tape.
Well, why does she just say holy shit? Or she can't say that.
God, it's so terrible.
Here we go again.
Propaganda.
Former CIA agent promoted to Meta Facebook's head of election policies. Shanda, you brought that. Are you surprised?
Yeah, Amber brought that too yesterday. No, I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. We've known this.
We have known this.
They said they were going to do it. They told us they were going to do it.
Okay.
You can go ahead. We don't have to play this next one since we're getting so late, but I'll tell you, they're putting security lids on ice cream now, like little pints of ice cream. You have to go and have it ring up and get the security lid taken off.
Why? Are people eating the ice cream and leave it in the case?
Apparently, they're stealing ice cream.
Oh, I see you got a shout out to me here.
I did. I brought this for you. So murders a woman, takes her shoes, creates an army to defeat the sister of the woman she murdered for wanting her sister's shoes back. Yeah. And dropping houses on bitches and making them melt. I like that shit.
Yeah, that would be me. That would definitely be me. What is this one all about?
This is a motorcycle that broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the amount of miles. It went 2,599.7 miles on one tank of gas.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Wow. That's amazing. It's Stoner Corner time.
Stoner Corner. You did most of these, so you can do Stoner Corner. But I'm having trouble seeing tonight. I can't see shit.
I hope the weather is nice today, Canada. Willie Nelson blowing some pot out there. Peanuts, tell me, Chuck, what is love? Some tacos, a fat doobie, and some Leonard Skinner.
Hell yeah.
Gandalf is passing you a joint. Do you accept, Shanda?
Hell yes, I accept. It's Gandalf. I smoke anything with Gandalf.
I'm sure it's good. It's better than sativa. I can guarantee you that.
Right.
Them, are you ever going to stop smoking weed? Me blowing out or lighting my 100th birthday candle.
That's so me. Yeah.
And Shanda, has this ever happened to you? Watch the video here. Because I can't tell you. I don't think it's ever happened to me like about 10 times.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a bad day. Oh.
Kind of makes you want to invest in plexiglass bongs. Yes, I have dropped.
I do have a couple of silicone ones.
Yeah, and this next one, I was inspired by our friend over at INN News, Indy.
Andy.
Yeah.
Andy's in the chat. I saw Andy in the chat somewhere earlier.
Andy, are you in the chat?
Andy's in the chat.
He was hacking up a good one the other night, and choking. I would say, "Do you need me to call?" I always kid him. I say, "Andy, do you need me to call you an ambulance?" And I go, "How often do you clean your bong water, man? Because that can have an effect on the hack too, you know." And
yeah.
So I don't know what he exactly said, but I think he said he cleans it like once every millennia. And I said, "Dude, the hidden
you put Indy on the bong."
I put Indy on the bong. So this is a PSA from Indy, indirectly from Indy, but he shares it. He did clean out his bong, and I think he's getting better drag on it now. But I did this meme right here. I believe in dirty bomb water supremacy. I love that fudge liquid smoking through weed swamp water. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's Andy. So Andy, INN Indian Reef, they help us out a lot.
I don't know. Does it catch all the does it build up in there and make it a stronger hit? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't think so? I always clean mine out and put fresh ice in the chambers. So.
Yeah, ice is the way to go. I tell you, it is.
Yeah, it burns my lungs
really
for sure.
Now we've got F Hollywood, and we're out of here. Like I said, we've got a terrific outro tonight. And just stick around with that. We're almost there, and you get to hear a beautiful couple of songs. And you brought Kevin.
We don't have to play that. I've already read the article, and the New York Post isn't saying anything that I haven't said. But yeah, he's on trial in the UK. So I'll get you guys up to speed on Monday.
You covered it really well yesterday on your show.
Thank you.
This is Barbie and Oppenheimer, the movies battling for box office supremacy.
I'm going to see Barbie because I got to take my granddaughter.
Well, if there's a pink mushroom cloud, you know who won.
Yeah.
Fiorella, Isabel, Macron's pulling a Marie Antoinette. Hell yes, he is, and he's at a concert while France burns.
Yep.
And then we've got this one from Fiorella Isabel, and this is just a little clip. Imagine the West if Russia had anything like France is having right now. Let me see. This is. Yeah, I looked at that earlier. Absolutely. And Fee is.
Yep.
Fee says, another Fee says, London, Berlin, Paris, and Moscow, and they're celebrating over there. So that's where we're at on this. You got some announcements?
He says Fee made it home safely for everybody out there who wants to know. She is back in Moscow.
She's back in the Moscow and safe and sound. Good to know. You've got this in here, Uncensored Fridays. Are you promoting Uncensored Fridays here? Is that what
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know why that's in here. But yeah, join me for Trailer Park Pundit on Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays with Craig Pasajardula from the Cavo Couch. And Fridays are uncensored. We're not on YouTube. You have to go to Rockfin, Rumble, Twitter, Twitch, and all the other places
we are. Who's going to be on with you Friday?
I have Kit from Hardlands Media coming by on Friday, so that's going to be a really great uncensored. So we're just going to go for it.
Yeah, well, I expect you to see some pushback here on at least the pizza, if not politics.
Why do I get to push back? I agree with them on everything.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Okay, I don't agree with the deep dish thing. I will push back on that.
Okay, and this is our cookbook for the Argentina trip. So you just submit your stories and recipes, photos, and more to roarmedia@pmme or name ideas. Once the website is launched, it will have also from people can use submissions to roarmedia.pme until we get a new website up. And that's the cookbook that Sister Amber is working on.
I'm working on it too.
You are?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. That's our fundraiser for Argentina.
That's Argentina fundraiser. So if you want to help out.
Yes, we're going to Argentina. We're going to be there with all the election integrity activists. And there's rumors that there's going to be some pretty big names there. Maybe Whitney, maybe, I don't know, So we're hoping that there's a lot of good other people we can network with down there.
God, I hope Whitney's down there. That'd be great. So
I know, right?
we had a long show. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of people tonight on all those platforms.
We did. You guys are so great tonight.
Did we have any super rays that we need to shout out? Because we love
super rays. Let me check. I don't know. Sometimes the rock thing gets past me.
Yeah.
Ronnie Graham. No, I got Ronnie Graham, but you're funny for getting blocked off Truth Social. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. And
absolutely.
Let's see. And I think I got all the ones on
the super chats.
YouTube.
We love
I think we're caught up.
We love those.
We appreciate it so much, you guys. It's going to help us. We didn't get paid last month because we didn't really make enough, and we were on strikes and whatnot. But
we're just trying to survive.
Good now.
So again, thanks to everybody, and thanks to our anonymous sponsor for our barbecue. That helps us out a lot. So much.
Off tomorrow. Yeah. I'm super excited.
And then you've got Monday, and Pasta's going to be busy. He's not going to be on with you this week, is he? He's got a lot of stuff coming down.
Sometimes Pasta is not there on Thursday. If I'm feeling it, I'll do a Thursday show by myself. If not,
Yeah, I think he's going to be out of town.
I think he told me that too. You're right. You're right.
Be out of town. And then Friday Uncensored, and Saturday night's going to be Beauty and the Boomer one more time.
And what's our theme next week?
I think we're going to do Christmas in July.
I'm super excited. I can't wait to dress up for Christmas. I'm going full on Christmas.
Just don't throw up, everybody. It's going to be a fun, satirical Christmas, okay? It's not going to be the conventional, oh, my God, Hallmark Channel. No. We're going to try and make it funny. So
I'm going to do the Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Christmas in July. Christmas is about 6 months away. But it's getting to be where Christmas is getting like 4th of July. I don't even want to celebrate anymore because of all the shit going down. So
I really haven't wanted to celebrate 4th of July for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I didn't last year.
Holidays have lost their thing while people are getting bombed by money we've got.
And sleeping in tents on sidewalks in every fucking city in this country.
And people are having to quit their jobs because they're just
I'm not patriotic. I don't want to go out there and wave a flag for a tyrannical country that's killing children all around the globe.
No, I'm against all war. And, the big thing is, you want to do something? Sue for peace. Every time these damn Democrats start flapping their gums about funding Ukraine, I say, shut up. We want you to sue for peace. And that's what we need to do. So we have a great outro, great music, I mean.
It's really good.
And it is in French, the first one. But it is a cover song. And I think
you'll recognize it. Most of you will
recognize it. Then we got on the second song on this. I'm going to dedicate this to Ronnie Graham. The second song.
Aw, Ronnie, you got dedicated.
You're so cool. I hope you like it, and I hope it's something you like. And I didn't pick one you don't like, but have a great night, everybody. Here we go. We're gonna get out of here while we're still kicking. And have a great week. And
I loved your hair tonight. It was
thank
glorious.
you. I love this too. It looks really good. This was me.
The audience loved it. The chat was going off.
Me in college. This is how long my hair was in college, and then it just took a powder on me.
You a hippie?
I was a hippie in college. Anyway, night everybody. Have a great evening.
Les ondes de la forêt se mêlent à la lanterne qui luit. Les sons divagués nos âmes, la nuit n'est pas près. De retour de ce voyage, emmené par la gaieté.
velvet green, Scotch pines growing. Isn't it rare to be taking the air, sitting, walking on velvet green, walking on velvet green, distant cows knowing, never a care, with your legs in the air, loving, walking on velvet green. You have my company, yes, take it in your hands. Go down on velvet green with a countryman who's a young girl's fancy and an old maid's dream. Tell your mother that you walked all night on velvet green. One dusky half hour's ride up to the north. There lies your reputation, all that you're worth, where the scent of wild roses turns the milk to cream. Tell your mother that you walked all night on velvet green. And the long grass flows in the evening cool, and August's rare delights may be April's fool. But think none of that, my love, I'm tied against the seam, and I'm growing up to meet you down on velvet green. I may tell you that it's loving, not just lust. And if we live the lie, let's lie and trust on golden daffodils to catch the silver stream that washes out the wild oat seed on velvet green. We'll dream as lovers under the stars, and civilizations raging afar, and the ragged dawn breaks on your battle scars as you walk home roving alone upon velvet green. Walking on velvet green, Scotch pine growing. Isn't it rare to be taking the air, sitting, walking on velvet green, walking on velvet green, distant cows low.